Hello, Darla Nelson here, certified life and health coach. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the topic of what you focus on expands. That actually relates to so many different things in our life. But what I wanted to talk about today is how it relates to just the subject of relationships. So there's so much going on, right? In our society, in the world, so much going on. And what we focus on expands. If we keep focusing on all the negativity, more negativity comes our way. And if we focus on, let's say we focus on the news all the time and we're just feeding our minds and our hearts actually too. If we're just feeding our minds and our hearts with all the negativity that's going on, then what happens is that what you know what happens. You get anxious, you get worried, you get stressed out, and then it's just like this vicious cycle, right? And so recently, when I was actually in a group coaching session with some of my clients, we were talking about how what we focus on expands in relationship to our relationships. So maybe it's you and your spouse, maybe it's you and your boyfriend, your family, your sister, your whomever, someone you work with, right? And so we were just talking about husband and wife, or maybe girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other. And as an example, if you're just focusing on your husband, and let's say you're just noticing all the things that he did wrong, well, that's just going to expand. You're just going to keep seeing more and more things that he's doing wrong. But what if instead you made a conscious decision to start seeing all the things that he's doing right and maybe even telling him about it? Like, thank you so much for taking the trash out. Thanks for picking up your socks. And so, what has been so helpful with some of my clients, because they know when they come to me, we always talk about what is going well. At the beginning of every session, that's what we talk about, what is going well. And so, one of the homework assignments was, I want you to focus on writing down, maybe you grab a little journal, and you don't even need to tell your spouse or your significant other, or maybe it's your mother or your sister or your brother, it doesn't matter, whoever you maybe have a little bit of a relationship challenge with. You grab a journal, and I want you to start writing down every day one thing that you love about that person. So let's just say it's your husband, right? And or your significant other, and you write down, I love him because he's an amazing father. I love him because he loves to take me out for dinner. And after a while, you're going to almost like have to get creative, because you're going to be something new every day. You can't repeat something new every day. And so you're going to get to be like, oh, I'm really glad because he likes to cook dinner. I really love him because he takes the trash out without me asking. And what happens is, how our brain works is we literally will start focusing on the good of the person, because what we focus on expands. So you'll start, well, I need to write it down because I know tomorrow I'm committing, right? And so tomorrow I need to write down one thing I love about my spouse or one thing I love about my significant other, and I can't repeat. And do you know that I've actually had someone that is willing to do this for 365 days, and they didn't tell their spouse. I actually heard about someone that did this, and at the end of the 365 days, they gave the journal to the spouse, and the spouse could open it up and see all the things that the spouse loved about them. Do you think that would help a marriage? Do you think that would help a relationship? I see there's quite a few of you watching. I'd love to know. Share with me what's coming up for you. This stuff matters. What you focus on expands. Are you willing to be able to start focusing on the good? I'm just talking about relationships today. But what if you started focusing on all the good that's happening around you all the time, in spite of all the stuff, news that constantly changes, not knowing if a restaurant is open one day or not because of the pandemic. The stuff constantly is changing, right? What you focus on expands. Are you willing to take the challenge of saying, you know what, enough is enough, and I'm going to start focusing on the good? Because if we continuously focus on the negative, it will influence your health. Are you willing for that? There are way too many people right now suffering, yeah, I guess that's the word, suffering from stress and anxiety because of all the crap that's going on in the world. There's enough stuff going on. I know it. I'm not living in oblivion. I know it. I know the stuff that's going on. But every day we get to choose how we are going to respond to life. I want to know if you're willing to take the challenge of I'm going to wake up every morning and I'm going to choose. Let's just talk about relationships. Your spouse, your significant other, those of you that maybe have been in quarantine with each other for months. Let's save marriages. Let's save relationships. Let's keep families together. That is what's important. And this can happen when we make a conscious effort to say, you know what? I'm going to choose to focus on everything I love about someone else. I hope that's helpful. I want to know who's willing to take the challenge. And that is what I have for you today. Have a great day.